Do anybody here like Kadar?
PA Sports coverage of the
I
National
like a dog
Football
with
League
you.
is in Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of
Kadar, how
America
much we playing for
Stadium.
15, Kadar?
Coming up, a
Yeah.
rematch of Super Bowl 50
Hold on,
between
hold
the
on.
Denver
Everybody hush. I
Broncos
can't hear.
and the
Shit.
Carolina Panthers.
Kadar, we playing 15, right? I can't hear this shit loud as hell. Who really you talking?
He only down 2 scores. He only down 2 scores. Man, I'm gonna have to wait for you. And you can just get all your money, bro. You too long-winded. I'll wait for Spud.
No, Kadar, I'm trying to play you, Kadar.
Man, you too long. I said, send it. You want to do all
I'm trying to
this
get the
math
side
and-
bets. I already sent my money already
If
hit
ain't-
him.
If ain't nobody saying nothing, what you doing?
No,
I'm
I told him
saying
on
me and
accident.
you-
On accident. I'm being
me
with
and
you,
you-
Kadar.
Me and you betting 15, ain't it, Kadar?
Yes. So that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like you been too long.
Okay,
bro.
listen. Send me the invite. Prop already got. Prop got 50 of my money is what I'm trying to tell you.
Y'all
gonna
bet
match
should
the
be
rest?
locked once you send your 15 in, Kadar.
I send it
You
back
gonna
to you,
bet the
man.
rest
Don't
deep
send it back
on,
to you. Get that straight first.
Yeah.
You
sent it back.
no, don't send it back, cause we finna play.
It's already gone.
You gon' get the rest,
They'll
Marcus.
have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this
Well,
first quarter.
let me see what 35 left.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't playing with 15.
That's all I'm-
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. To throw is Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
This shit I be talking about, this mad shit. Let's get it.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken around the 12. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 21. Now a Carolina native, former Tar Heel, it's Javonte Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
On second down, Williams. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
On third down, they'll run it with McAllister. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Another run with McAllister. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On third down, Wilson. He'll swing that out to Edmonds. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of the first as he's tackled at the 47. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
They'll run it with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. 4th down. Here's Wilson. And he's brought down.
Let's go.
Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
Play with somebody else.
He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Panthers will get the football back. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away. They've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
What is he doing, Sam?
And that is incomplete.
Oh, my.
Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. The Panthers had 3 and 8 on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I can't get
That
nothing.
looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to...
A pass for Sutton is intercepted.
Let's go.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run up the middle with McAllister. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Bronco score. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
McManus's point after is good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest.
Austin?
Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
What kind of
I think
goddamn?
it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time they were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
He's going to look deep for more.
Where is he throwing
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Boy.
Offensively, you might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7.
Where is this nigga throwing the ball?
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get him back in form.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Darnold. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 more on that one and another first down.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Right back to Hubbard. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas.
Let's go.
His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have moved out in front.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send
this
like
one
away.
You would like to blow up?
Phillips now from the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson.
Let me get that. Let me get that.
And the Panthers take possession of the football.
Fuck around, nigga. Y'all should put me on y'all parlay. You hear me?
Remember we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out there.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks
you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. And Darnold going to slide to the ground here, but not before he does pick up the first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 8 yards to go on second down. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line
yeah,
for
I see
the
where it's
first.
at. Yeah.
A give running right. It's Hubbard. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a fourth down now. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And they're going to get this up to midfield. They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Captain is a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive. And normally you think that wears down a defense and In this case, it looked like the offensive line let him down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. On third down, here's Williams. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And he is going to have a Broncos first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk. 17.
Let me get that. Seatbelt. It's JC.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
Let me get that.
Bring this one back. It's a pick six.
Fuck all y'all parlays up, nigga. Fuck y'all talking about? Put some respect on my name.
Players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
And that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate. Those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one, he's hit.
Let me get that.
Put it on the carpet, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And these guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Straight ahead with Hubbard.
Oh, that weak ass tackle.
Gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw into the hands of the receiver, Shenault. First target, first catch, and a first down. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Pat Surtain up to make the play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run here with Hubbard. And he'll take this in the
Let's go.
Touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Phillips now from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. A give running left, McAllister. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running right, here's McAllister. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take it in short, steady bursts.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Again, it's Williams. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd down, Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Got his man, it's Dulcich. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you get a heck of a tight end candidate.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one a first down pickup of 8. The give, this is Hubbard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Good gain there on first down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Play action. It's Darnold. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys already start to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Panthers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. And Darnold wants to throw the football. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Damn.
4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. For a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Panthers, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Denver, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.